Man, I had friends that had a crush on my mom that
Really?
thought they were gonna be they thought they were gonna be my stepdaddy. You give my mom, I'm not calling you dad, brother.
Did your friend
Yeah, man.
have a crush on your mom?
Yeah, I had a crush on my mom, man.
At what age did you realize that this was not normal?
It might have been a while when my friends were asking, so wait, so that's your mom or your grandma? You know, like when they see my grandma, they be like, is that your mom or your grandma? Is that your sister or is that your mama? Like, and I was like, is everybody mom older than, a lot older? And then I was like, oh, maybe my mother had me young. My mom had me at 13. So you're essentially growing up with your parent. 13, that's like a big sister. We get whoopings together. Just things like that. You know what I'm saying? We went to school together. It was interesting, to say the least, having a mom so young. And that's where I found my comedic side. Like, I found out that, if you told jokes, it'll get you out of trouble.
Was there any form of embarrassment or shame attached to that?
More irritated. For example, my friends wanted to go somewhere, their moms could drive them. My mom didn't have no license. So it was like, man, my mom be like, why don't you listen? You should listen like the other kids. And I was like, yeah, the other kids' mamas can drive. You can't. We just got the training wheels taken off our bike last week, lady. Also, I always tell people, my early comedy years were grounded in pure selfishness because I was becoming something. I needed to become something because I wasn't accepted as a child, right? Yeah. So you got to make up this alter ego, so to speak, right? And I think that's what I did, and it just so happened to work for me. If you put my back against the wall, I'm going to show you why you shouldn't have done it. I've always let things that bothered me serve as motivation. And I'm going to go out here and become something, and you're going to wish that you claimed me.
Where did that motivation came from? My
mindset always was, as a kid, everything that happened to me was codependent on the decisions of my parents. So comedy was always my best friend. Right, that was my girlfriend, it was mom, that was dad, that was comedy was that invisible friend that always got me through. So because of that, somebody said you should try to go get on stage, and I was like, and they had this little comedy spot, this little club where they would do comedy, and they called it Comedy Zone. And one night I said, I'm gonna go down there, and I walked 6 miles.
6 miles?
6 miles. It's crazy. Maybe if I thought about it now, I wouldn't have done it. But at 15, you don't know it's 6 miles.
Yeah.
And I went there and I was like, man, I got down there and I asked the bouncer, could I get in? And he was like, man, you can't go in here, man. They serve alcohol, you can't get in here. And I made a deal with him. I said, if I could make you laugh, you'll get me in. Yeah. And I made him laugh. And the rest is history.
Your adopted father, even when he divorced your mom,
right,
he still choose to have you, and to train you.
Yeah. In these situations, there's a person that conceived you, but then there's a person that's called to you. And he was called to be my father. He was called to be the one to raise me. One was the one who was just supposed to get me here, to literally hand me off for the other man to raise me. And he has been my father ever since, and that's how I got the last name. And to this day, man, I always tell people that's a giant in my life. Like, he's a general. He communicated that men are capable of loving something that they didn't create.
If your biological father is sitting right here in this room right now, what would you say to him? I
just wanted him to go knowing that he loves me. My son loves me, and he's let me go from all of this. And I saw that relief in him.
The conversation with your son.
Yes.
What was it about that video that made it go that viral?
I think people just were hungry to see that type of interaction. One, that people were amazed at how I was talking to him, because people were like, oh, he was talking to him like he was, he wasn't doing baby talk. And I was like, I didn't know people still do baby talk. I had no clue. But then just showing that a father, specifically a black father, was sitting down and having a conversation with his baby, showing that he was not only involved, but he was present, and active. I think God had an agenda for that video, and he used the video to do what it did. And I don't know a marketing person who's better than God. So it did what it was supposed to do.